Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm truly happy that you have chosen to spend a few minutes with me to listen, learn, and grow. This story is made especially for people who are learning English and want to improve their language in a simple, natural, and enjoyable way. Through every story on this channel, you not only learn new English words, but you also learn new lessons for life, lessons that touch your heart and make you think deeply. Today's story is called The Power of Silence. It's a calm, beautiful story that teaches us how silence can bring peace, confidence, and wisdom into our lives. Many people believe silence means weakness, but that's not true. Silence is not about fear, it's about strength. When you stay quiet, you begin to see the truth more clearly. You understand people, situations, and even yourself in a better way. In our busy world, everyone wants to speak and be heard, but very few people know the value of listening. Silence helps you think before you react. It helps you stay calm when others lose control. It teaches you that peace does not come from noise, it comes from stillness. When you understand this, you become stronger, wiser, and more confident. So, my dear listeners, as you listen to this story, don't just focus on the words, feel them. Let this story help you improve your English naturally, through emotion and understanding. Relax. Breathe slowly and listen with your heart. Because sometimes the lessons that change our lives the most come quietly, through silence. Now let's begin our journey together. The power of silence. Silence is a simple word, but it carries deep meaning. Many people think silence means doing nothing or saying nothing. But true silence is more powerful than that. Silence means having control over your thoughts and emotions. It means knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. It is not about fear or weakness. It is about wisdom and peace. When you are silent, you give yourself the chance to think clearly. You understand what is really happening around you instead of reacting too fast. In silence, you can hear your own heart. You start to notice things that you could not see before. You begin to understand people better, and you learn to respond with calmness instead of anger. Sometimes, people speak too much just to be heard, but they end up saying things they don't mean. Silence protects you from that. It teaches you to choose your words carefully and speak only when your words can make something better. It reminds you that not every situation needs a reaction, and not every question needs an answer. Silence also gives space for peace to enter your mind. When you stop talking and sit quietly, even for a few minutes, you feel a soft calmness inside you. That calmness gives you strength. It helps you control your emotions, face problems wisely, and deal with people more patiently. So the real meaning of silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is full of peace, understanding, and quiet strength. When you learn to value silence, you start to grow. You become more confident, more thoughtful, and more connected to your true self. And that is where real wisdom begins. Silence is not only about being quiet, it is about being powerful in a peaceful way. When you stay silent, you give power to your mind and peace to your heart. You begin to see things more clearly. You notice who truly cares for you and who only talks when they need something. You start to understand people's actions more than their words. This is the hidden power behind quietness. When you choose to stay calm instead of reacting with anger, you show strength. Anyone can shout and argue, but it takes real courage to remain peaceful. Quietness is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of self-control. It shows that you are mature enough to handle situations wisely. You are not letting others control your emotions. You decide how to respond, and sometimes the best response is silence. Quietness also helps you protect your energy. Every time you react to negativity, you lose a little bit of your peace. But when you stay silent, you keep that peace safe inside you. People may misunderstand your silence, but that doesn't matter. What truly matters is that you know your worth and you don't waste your energy on useless arguments or drama. In your quiet moments, your mind becomes stronger. You start to think deeply. You get better ideas, better solutions, and a clearer understanding of life. That is why successful people often spend time in silence. They listen more than they speak. They observe, they learn, and they grow quietly. So remember this: there is power in staying quiet. Sometimes your silence will speak louder than your words. It will show your strength, your patience, and your confidence. People who know the value of silence never lose control. They stay calm, steady, and wise, and that is what makes them truly powerful. Silence is like a shield that quietly protects you from the noise of the world. It guards your peace, your heart, and your dignity. When people speak rudely or try to argue, silence keeps you safe. You don't have to answer every harsh word or fight every battle. Sometimes your silence is your smartest reply. It shows that you value your peace more than proving a point. When you stay silent in a difficult moment, you stop yourself from saying something you might regret later. Many times people speak in anger and hurt others, and later they wish they hadn't said those words. But silence saves you from that pain. It gives you time to think, to breathe, and to calm down. It helps you respond with wisdom, not with emotion. Silence also protects your relationships. When two people argue, both want to win. But when one person chooses silence, the fight slowly ends. You don't lose respect, you actually gain it. People start to see you as calm and mature. They realize you are not afraid, but you are wise enough to walk away from useless drama. And sometimes, silence protects your dreams. Not everyone around you is happy for your progress. Some people may laugh at your goals or try to pull you down. When you stay silent and keep working, your results speak louder than any words ever could. Your silence confuses your critics and surprises your doubters. So always remember, silence does not make you weak, it makes you wise. It keeps your mind clear and your heart peaceful. It helps you protect your energy from negativity and keeps you focused on what truly matters. Silence is your invisible armor, soft, gentle, and powerful. In our busy world, there is noise everywhere. People talking, phones ringing, cars passing, and endless notifications on our screens. Life moves so fast that sometimes we forget to stop and breathe. But when you choose silence, even for a short time, everything begins to slow down. You start to feel peace returning to your heart. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers, full of calmness, and full of strength. When you sit quietly and listen to your own thoughts, you begin to understand yourself better. You realize what truly matters and what doesn't. The noise of the world makes your mind tired, but silence gives it rest. It's like giving your heart a soft place to breathe again. In those peaceful moments, you find the courage to let go of what hurts and hold on to what heals. Silence also connects you with your inner self. When you stop speaking and simply listen, you hear the gentle voice inside you, your intuition, your wisdom, your soul. That voice guides you toward peace and truth. It helps you make better choices and reminds you that happiness doesn't come from the outside world. It begins within you. When you learn to enjoy your own quiet time, you don't feel lonely anymore. You start to enjoy being with yourself. You feel comfortable in your own company. That is true peace, when you don't need anyone or anything to make you feel complete. Silence teaches you that peace is not found in people, money, or success. It is found in your heart when you are calm, thankful, and content. So, whenever life feels heavy or confusing, take a break. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Let silence heal you. Let it remind you that everything will be okay. In that soft stillness, you will find your balance again. And once you discover the peace in silence, you will never want to live without it. There is a special kind of strength in people who stay silent. They do not shout to prove themselves, and they do not argue to win. They let their actions speak for them. Silent people may look calm on the outside, but inside, they carry great power. Their quiet nature hides deep wisdom, strong faith, and endless patience. They know that life is not about noise, it's about understanding, balance, and peace. The silent ones are observers. They listen carefully, they notice details, and they think before they speak. That is why their words carry weight. When they finally say something, people listen because their silence makes their words meaningful. They don't waste energy on gossip, anger, or drama. They save their voice for truth, kindness, and purpose. Silent people are also emotionally strong. They may go through pain, but they don't complain. They handle challenges with grace. They believe that not every story needs to be shared, and not every feeling needs to be explained. They heal quietly, grow silently, and come back stronger. Their silence becomes their power, soft, invisible, but unstoppable. Sometimes, the most successful people are the quiet ones. While others talk about their plans, the silent ones work on theirs. They don't announce what they're doing, they just do it. And when the time is right, their success speaks for itself. That is the beauty of being silent. You don't have to tell the world who you are, your results will show it. So never underestimate a quiet person. Behind their calm face, there may be a storm of strength, courage, and dreams waiting to shine. Silence is not emptiness. It's full of discipline, power, and focus. The silent ones may not always speak, but when they do, their words and their presence can change everything. Silence has the power to change your life in ways you may never imagine. When you learn to stay quiet in the right moments, you start to see how peaceful life can become. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter, and you begin to focus on what truly brings you happiness. Silence teaches you to listen, not only to others but also to yourself. And when you start listening to your heart, you find direction, clarity, and confidence. Through silence, you learn patience. You stop rushing after things and begin to trust the timing of life. You realize that everything happens when it is meant to happen. Silence helps you understand that you don't have to react to every situation. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to stay calm, keep faith, and let your actions speak for you. The more silent you become, the more you grow. You start to value peace over attention, calmness over arguments, and understanding over pride. You no longer feel the need to win every conversation or explain yourself every time. You become free from noise, free from negativity, and free from the pressure of trying to please others. In this quietness, you discover who you truly are. You find the strength that was always inside you, the strength to forgive, to let go, and to move forward. You learn that silence is not loneliness. It is a place where your soul rests, heals, and becomes strong again. It's in that silent space where real transformation begins. So, remember this. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is the presence of peace. When you learn to live with calmness in your heart and quiet strength in your soul, your whole life changes. You begin to walk with grace, think with clarity, and speak with purpose. Let your silence speak for you. Let your calmness be your voice, and let your peace become your power. Because sometimes the most powerful sound in this world is the sound of your silence. Thank you, my dear listeners, for staying with me till the end of this story. I hope the power of silence touched your heart and helped you understand how beautiful quietness can be. Silence is not emptiness, it is peace, wisdom, and strength. And when you learn to use it, your whole life begins to change. If you are learning English, remember that every story you listen to brings you one step closer to confidence. Don't rush, just keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. The more you listen, the more natural English will become for you. Let these stories not only teach you new words, but also guide you toward a better, calmer, and happier life. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Maybe someone you know also needs to hear the message of silence today. Every share can spread peace to another heart. Thank you once again for being here. Stay kind, stay patient, and remember, your silence is your power. See you again in the next story, with another lesson, another emotion, and another step in your English learning journey.